Good morning, everybody, and welcome to episode 180 of the Ask the Coach show, where PingSkills helps you improve your table tennis. 180 is the maximum possible score in one turn at darts, 3 triple 20s. In the Final Destination movies, 180 is often portrayed as a cursed number, and a lot of franchise-specific deaths occur with something related to number 180. For example, Flight 180 and Mile Marker 180. Today, for Technique Tuesday, we're going to take a look at the push in detail. In the questions, we'll talk about the use of your shoulder for the forehand topspin, how much sleep you need before a tournament, and how much you should eat before you play a match. I'm Jeff Plum, and as always, Super Coach Alois Rosario is here with me to answer your questions. Welcome, Alois.
Morning, Jeff. Sounds like a scary show. What was that about 180? No good? Numbers no good?
Final Destination. You haven't seen this show?
Nah, I might have, but I wouldn't even remember.
Okay, yes. Well, the idea is that these people cheat death somehow. So they're about to board Flight 180 and something happens and they have to get off, and then the plane crashes. And somehow they cheated death, but then death chases them. So all throughout the movie, all the people that got off all die one by one until they're all dead. All
right. Okay. Maybe we'll do a quick show then.
Exactly. And it's a whole franchise. Like they got 5 movies of this Final Destination. And I think someone at work once told me about it. And then when we went away for a weekend somewhere, they had the video there, so I've watched one of the series. It was pretty scary stuff.
Good.
All right, Alice. Well, what happened on this day in history?
Yeah, well, it was 1904, Jeffrey. 1904, and the first New York Underground was built. There you go. That's a long time ago, 111 years ago.
That is. And the Underground, what a great system. Works well. Love it.
Yeah. Where would we be without it? I mean, maybe there'd be more traffic gridlocks.
Indeed. All right, Alois. Well, let's talk about yesterday's PingSkills question of the day, which was, are the top table tennis players paid enough?
Yeah, so we had some replies on our Facebook page, and Alan just said, nope. There needs to be a little camera on the ball that combined with the view of the players in arena might gain the players more money and airtime. Good idea. Camera on the ball. So Sammy said no flipping way. And Rory, and I think this one's a good one, compared to other world-class sports, probably not. I think the bigger problem is a gap in being able to make a living and train full-time as you drop off from the top 20 to 100 in the world. Also, there needs to be more awareness of what they are making. So, very good comments there. He said, I thought I read somewhere that Bowl earned $750,000 US or thereabouts for playing in the Chinese Super League. I'm not sure about that, but could be true. So, so some interesting comments there. And mostly saying no, they don't, and I really don't think they do. When you compare them to the other top sportsmen in the world, you know, the golfers, the basketballers, the tennis players, I mean, it's nowhere near what they're getting. And I mean, there's it's such a big sport played in over 220 countries in the world. I think that is something that needs to now keep improving so that it attracts more of our better athletes in the world to come to table tennis.
Yeah, I think the problem, though, Alois, is that the market kind of drives the prices you can get. Like in America, the football is just massive, but, everybody watches it and they've got such a large television audience. Even the college football is just huge over there. Like they can get 100,000 people to, a regular college season game for the top college teams. So I think it's really about the number of spectators you can get watching it. And I think table tennis is heading in the right direction with the Pro Tour. but it's still a long way behind those other sports in terms of fan base and the number of people watching. So I think we're heading in the right direction, and the prize money seems to be getting more for a lot of these tournaments and getting more sponsorship. So, maybe in years to come, they will close that gap.
Yeah, and I think, but the bottom line is that table tennis is so attractive to watch. So, it's awareness now, and it's getting it out there. So let's keep working. ITTF's made some good steps forward, but let's keep going.
Absolutely. All right. Now we're going to move on to the PingSkills question of the day, which is, how do you interact with us? Do you have a free PingSkills account on pingskills.com? Are you a premium member? Do you watch us on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitter? Let us know. And the easiest way to let us know is to jump onto pingskills.com and leave a comment on the blog, or jump onto Facebook, facebook.com/pingskills. And let us know. We'd love to see how you interact with us. All right, Alois, it is Tuesday here in Australia. So we are talking about the push in detail for Technique Tuesday.
Yeah, so the push, I think, is one of the underestimated shots in the game. So we often talk about in a rally, you will often start the rally with a push stroke, but we often don't practice our pushing much in our training session. And it can be a little bit boring to practice pushing, and that's why I think it's not practiced as much. So
yeah, but why is it boring, Alois? Is that just because people don't think it's a fast shot? I mean, if you understand the importance of it and how it's going to help your game, maybe you'll have a different attitude towards that practice.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's what needs to change. So it's boring because, as you said, the ball isn't traveling as fast. You're not hitting the ball as hard. It's not as spectacular to do. So that's why it doesn't captivate the mind as much. But you're absolutely right. It is such an important stroke that it should therefore captivate your attention much more. And so what's important about the push? Firstly, it's about being able to control the ball well and being able to put the ball on the table a lot of times with the push. And then secondly, it's about then being able to keep the ball shorter, lower, to stop your opponent from making the attack. So if you can start to do those things, then a different world of the game opens up to you. You will find that you will start to get many more attacking opportunities as well. So, and it will open up your attacking game and win you more points. So get in there, practice your pushing. It's so important.
Right, gotcha. So it's really a progression. If you're just learning, just make sure you can consistently get that push on the table. And then as you get better, try and work on being able to return the push short off a short backspin serve.
Yeah,
and,
exactly.
Yeah, and I guess then the other thing, Alois, is just maybe being able to vary the spin on your push.
Yeah, so that's right. That's another progression that you can move forward with. Being able to put more spin or less spin on your push as well. So yeah, all of those things. It's a progression, and there are so many things that you can do with it. So that's why it can be interesting. But it just needs a lot of practice.
All right, everybody, get out there this week and practice your pushing, and then see if it helps you improve in the game. I'm sure you'll find that by practicing your pushing, you'll get better results in your game. And I will leave a link in the show notes to some pushing videos if you want to take a look at those. All right, Il has a question, Alois, which is, I have a problem with correct shoulder movement. Is there any slight pronation forward or left in the shoulder joint when I have to hit the ball? Or only I have to move with the front head of the shoulder, and afterward the contact, I continue forward? So yeah, a lot of questions there about the shoulder. What do people need to think about when they're playing and using their shoulder, Alois?
Yeah, so if I'm getting your question right, so you're asking about whether you need to move the shoulder forward this way, and you really don't. You don't need to move that forward at all. It's more the rotation from the waist and then your shoulder comes forward as part of that rotation. So that's the critical part of the movement. So you're not actually moving your shoulder. If I do it sideways, you're not actually moving your shoulder forward this way. You're keeping that quite still, and your arm is moving here, and the rotation forward of your waist is what's moving the shoulder forward. So yeah, so hopefully that's answered your question, Il. If it hasn't, just let us know.
Yeah, I guess, Alois, a lot of people like to know like the fine details about how everything moves. But I think in general, a lot of people learn better just by keeping it simple. And I think if you get the correct start position and the correct finish position, then the rest of the movements tend to fall into place.
Yeah, that's right, and that's why we try to keep it as simple as those things. You know, the start position and finish position. If you're doing that, then you're not doing this. So if you're moving your shoulder forward, your bat's ending up in a different place there. So that's your finish position there. Okay, and if you're doing that, then your shoulder isn't moving forward.
Great, gotcha. Excellent. All right, good question, Il. Next up is a question from Rakib, who says, how much sleep do you need before you play a match in a tournament? And 2, how much do you need to eat before you play a match in a tournament? And we say,
yeah. So
yeah.
Rakib, so firstly, with the sleep question, I think
we've just lost you for a second, Alois. Maybe we just need to wait for
how much you give the week.
Your video to catch up again.
Go.
No, it's all gone again. We've been doing so well with Alois's internet connection. It has been a problem in the past, and unfortunately, it's cut out on us again. But Rakib, I'll have a go at this one. So, how much sleep you need before a tournament? Ideally, you want to get, a good amount of sleep that you would normally get. So I like 8 hours of sleep as a minimum, really. So I would like to get 8 hours sleep, but often people get a little bit nervous before a tournament and find it hard to sleep and, get to bed a little bit later. So if it's just like one night's sleep before the tournament and you're a bit nervous, don't worry about it. That's going to be fine. But yeah, if you've had 3 or 4 nights in a row where you haven't been sleeping, then that's going to be a problem, and you are going to feel a little bit lethargic and not quite as alert. So you definitely try and get a normal amount of sleep that you would on any regular night. That's important. And secondly, how much do you need to...
I think...
Oh, yeah, Alois?
Yeah, I think that's right, Jeff. Yeah, it's more about that whole week beforehand, not just the one night. And usually that night before you don't get enough sleep, because you are a little bit nervy. So yeah, that one night doesn't really, that week before, and make sure you get regular sleep, your 8 hours or whatever you normally get.
Yep, excellent. That makes a lot of sense. And then in terms of what you eat before you play a match, well, on the day of the tournament, you never really know, unless you're in a big tournament, when you're going to play. So you don't want to have like a big meal in case you get called up to play. So often it's better just to snack during the day. So you keep your energy levels up, but you never have a really big meal just in case you're called to play. Alois, do you have any thoughts on that?
Yeah, absolutely. And that snacking is really important, that you got, and make sure you take them with you. Don't run things that are at the stadium. So make sure you eat regularly. So yeah, that's important. I think often people go there and they sort of think, oh well, it's it's not lunchtime yet, so it's not time to eat. But yeah, you just have to be eating regularly during the day, because as you say, you just never know when you're going to be called up to play.
Gotcha. All right, good question, Rakib. Hopefully that helps you out. Now, Christian has jumped on and asked a question using the Google Q&A app, so thanks for that, Christian. He says, how do I increase the speed of the ball myself? Because at the moment, I'm only getting momentum off other people's shots.
Okay, so to increase the speed yourself, it's about you moving your racket through faster. So that's the base. If you can move your racket through faster, then you're going to start to be able to generate some speed yourself. How do you move your racket through faster? Firstly, by having good technique, making sure your technique's correct, and then keeping everything nice and relaxed. So often I see players, when they try to play faster, really use their muscles and try to do too much, and that tightens everything up and actually gets you to move the bat slower. So relax and let the swing happen. Really important, and this is why we always stress technique, that you've got to have good technique with it. If you've got bad technique and you're moving your bat through fast, the ball won't go on the table. So the techniques we teach you are about not only playing the ball at a slow pace, but later on you can use similar technique, move your bat through faster, and the ball will still go on the table. So that's key. So 1 is technique, and 2 is being relaxed and allowing your bat to swing through faster.
Great, got it. And I guess a good progression there, Christian, is to start with the forehand counter hit and then move on to the forehand topspin, and then take a look at the advanced forehand topspin video. So they're all progressions of each other. So you just start with a smaller shot and then it gets bigger, but you're kind of keeping the same swing. So those videos are all available for anyone who signed up for a free PingSkills account. So go to pingskills.com, sign up for a free account, and you'll be able to watch all the videos on the strokes and techniques page. Thank you for the question, Christian. Well, Alois, that wraps. Yep.
Yes. So, Jeff, you've made a slight change to that strokes and techniques.
Yes, I have made a slight change to the strokes and techniques page. Before there were there was 11 premium member videos on the strokes and techniques page. Now all of those videos are available if you're a free PingSkills member. So just sign up for a free account, or if you've already got one, go to the lessons and strokes and techniques and take a look at all of those videos, which are now available just with your free account. And yeah, there's a lot there. The advanced forehand topspin, slow spinny topspin. I think there's on correcting errors. A lot of good videos there in that 11, Alois. So yeah, check it out, pingskills.com. All right, that wraps up show 180. Thank you everybody for watching, and thank you, Alois.
Thanks, Jeff, and we'll see you tomorrow morning, guys.
Bye.